What dance career, you may be asking? The one that doesn't exist? That's right, because I don't really have a dance career. I'm just a person who dances occasionally, not very well. So today I'm probably going to perform in the last dance recital ever in my life. In commemoration of that, I thought it'd be nice if I just kind of told you guys about my history in dancing and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like this video might be quite boring, so I'm sorry if you don't like boring things. Watch for the next like 30 seconds, and if you're still bored, feel free to click away. Or tell me how bored you were in the comments below. So, I started dancing when I was quite young. I was probably 6 or something around that age, and that was in an adorable little ballet class. I don't remember much from that time because obviously I was pretty young, but I do remember that right at the end of the year when we were all getting prepped up for the recital, I chickened out. I was like an extremely shy child back then, and I just decided that I was not going to do it because I was way too scared to get up on the stage. So my parents had bought like the costume and everything, and yeah, it was a waste of money because I didn't do it. And I just stopped going to that class. Pretty much. I feel kind of bad about it in hindsight. After that, I stopped doing dance for a while and I took up gymnastics. And that was pretty fun, you know, like I got a couple of badges and stuff. I learned how to do cartwheels and I got to play in a foam pit. But then I moved, and in the new city where I was, I couldn't really find a gymnastics place that I liked, so I decided to try doing ballet again. After a year of ballet, I decided that I really didn't like it, so I took up musical theater, which is like a mixture of singing and dancing. I really liked that, and that was at a different studio. And what happened after that year of musical theater is I actually got recommended by my instructor to try out for this group called the Saskatoon Expressions, and I did. The funny thing about it was you're supposed to like choreograph your own dance to a song and then perform it for them, and I had chosen out a song, but I didn't actually choreograph a dance because I had like absolutely no dance experience pretty much. So I just wung it. Like every single time I would practice it, I would do it a different way, and then like when I performed it for them, it was just like completely on the fly, and then for some reason they let me in the group. Actually, when I went to the first practice, I was really hesitant because I was just, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, am I gonna fit in? My parents were just like, okay, let's say you just go to this one practice. If you don't like it, that's cool. We can take you out of it. You can quit. Or if you like it, that'd be really awesome. And I did end up liking it so much that I stayed in the group for, I think, 5 years. So I haven't really explained what the Saskatoon Expressions were. What it was a performance group, so that means we did singing and dancing. We did like 45 to an hour-minute shows twice a year, so we had the holiday concert and the summer concert, and we'd go out and perform at like schools and malls and elderly homes and all the sorts of cool things, and I actually got to be on live TV with the group for this fundraising thing called Telemiracle. And during that time while I was at the Saskatoon Expressions, I kind of really broke out of my shell. Because, you know, when you're with people for such a long time, you kind of get more comfortable with them. I remember the first time I auditioned for a solo. I sang so quietly at the time that no one could hear me when I was singing. So afterwards, it's just like, oh my goodness, I did so bad. And everyone else was like, oh no, you did fine. But I'm pretty sure they couldn't hear me either way. But no, after a while, like I said, I started singing louder, being more outgoing, and I actually got quite a couple solos. I also got a dance feature once, which was really weird because I was not good at dancing. But yeah, it's like a little swing dance, and I had a guy as a partner, which was really awkward at the time, but you know, it was fun. But then sadly, I had to move again, and I actually took half a year off from both singing and dancing because I was kind of moving in the middle of the year, and that was a really awkward transitional time in my life. But then I moved again, and I went to a new studio where I took my first ever jazz dance class, and I also got into competitive musical theater. Musical theater is kind of different from what I was used to because instead of like singing, actually singing, they lip sung. That was last year, and this year, of course, we moved once again. I went to another different studio. This year I'm only taking one jazz class. It's been interesting. I am officially definitely the oldest person in the class, and there are definitely girls at my studio who are like half my age and a billion times better dancers than I am. But at my age, if you're still dancing, you're like really good at it, it might be something that you want to do like as your career and stuff, and that is definitely not the case for me. So that is why I've decided that this is going to be my last year. That's pretty much all I was really gonna say, because now we're caught up to the current. And I kind of wish my last year could have gone better. For my group, we took forever to choreograph our dance, so now it's kind of awful because we didn't have any time to like polish it or fix it at all, and like for some reason I can just not do pirouettes. I always fall out of it, and it's a bit of a disaster, and it's super embarrassing. But yeah, that has been happening. I really like dancing, I do. I just don't want to build my life around it and do it 5 times a week. Okay, well, this is my finished costume, in case you are interested. Yeah, it's like a bodysuit, something, I don't really know. It's like a futuristic theme. Anyways, question of the day, what's something in your life that you feel is coming to an end or should come to an end, and how do you feel about that? Because apparently I'm a psychiatrist and I want to know, so tell me in the comments down below. I hope everyone has a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful rest of their summer vacation, unless you happen to be an adult and you still have to work. I'm sorry for you. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to get a job too, so we'll be in the same terrible boat of lonesome working together. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. The end.